Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. IR spoilers Thursday, June 27. Little Pawn, plotting the next move, bothered by a bond. Young and the Restless. IR spoilers for Thursday, June 27, 2024, indicate the proverbial poop is about to hit the fan in Genoa City. Next on Young and the Restless, one character will be used as a pawn in someone's game, while another is plotting their next move, and one person is bothered by the bond their partner has with someone else. What kind of drama is set to hit on Thursday? Time to find out. Kyle Abbott, Victor Newman's Little Pawn. IR spoilers for Thursday, June 27, reveal that Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, will be used as a pawn in Victor Newman's Eric Braeden game. Fans could see this coming from a mile away. Regardless, the mustache will use Kyle to outsmart Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. What exactly does Victor do to achieve this? There's a good chance that the young Abbott will accept the co-CEO Glissade role, which will have his father, reeling. Audra Charles plots her next move. Speaking of Glissade, IR spoilers for Thursday, June 27 suggest that Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, will plot her next move. Could a scheme already be in the works to oust Kyle from the company? Little does Audra know that Kyle is key to Victor's plan, so he's likely not going anywhere anytime soon. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Billy Abbott is bothered. Lastly, IR spoilers for Thursday's show hint trouble in paradise for Chile, as Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, will be bothered by Chelsea Lawson's Melissa Claire Egan bond with Adam Newman, Mark Grossman. Chatham has gotten closer since Connor Newman's Judah Mackey obsessive-compulsive disorder (OCD) diagnosis, and they have leaned on each other during the hard times. As Connor experienced a major positive milestone by hanging out with his parents recently, only to experience a major setback with his self-harm triggered, Chelsea and Adam continue to feel as if there is no hope for their son getting better. Perhaps seeing the exes so close will rub Billy the wrong way, but will he say anything? Who are you most excited to see during Thursday's episode? Comment below. In the quaint town of Genoa City, the air buzzed with a tension that only the astute could discern. It was a Thursday, June 27th, and the residents were unknowingly participants in a game of chess, each move meticulously planned, each piece vital to the grand design. The day began with an unexpected twist, drawing the community deeper into a web of intrigue and secrets. At the Newman Ranch, Victor Newman, the patriarch, paced back and forth in his study. His sharp eyes scanned the chessboard before him, the pieces arranged mid-game. He muttered to himself, contemplating his next move. Every pawn has its role, he whispered, and sometimes the smallest one can shift the tide. His mind wasn't just on the game but on the complex maneuvers he had orchestrated within the corporate world. Today he felt an unsettling disturbance in his carefully laid plans. In the Abbott mansion, Jack Abbott stood by the window, looking out at the sprawling estate. He could sense the shifting dynamics in Genoa City, a subtle tremor indicating that someone somewhere was making a bold move. Jack's thoughts were interrupted by a knock on the door. His sister Ashley entered with a concerned expression. "Jack, we need to talk," she said, her voice tinged with urgency. Ashley's news was a revelation that could alter the balance of power. "Phyllis is plotting something big. I overheard her talking about a major acquisition that could blindside us." Jack's brow furrowed as he processed the information. Phyllis Summers was always a wild card, unpredictable and daring. This move of hers was more than just business, it was a strategic strike in the ongoing battle between the Abbotts and the Newmans. Meanwhile, at Crimson Lights, a local coffee shop, Sharon Newman sat with Nick Newman, her ex-husband, and the father of her children. Despite their complicated past, there was an undeniable bond between them, a connection that both comforted and troubled them. Sharon's eyes held a distant look as she stirred her coffee. "Nick, I can't shake this feeling. Something's off. It's like everyone is playing a game and we're all pieces on a board." Nick nodded, his mind racing with thoughts of his father's secretive meetings and whispered conversations. "You're right, Sharon. Dad's up to something, and I don't like being kept in the dark. But it's more than that. There's a sense of foreboding, like we're on the brink of something major." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Maria Copeland, Sharon's daughter, who brought with her an air of urgency. "Mom, Nick, you need to see this," Maria said, showing them an article on her phone. It was about a sudden spike in Newman Enterprises stock, hinting at a massive internal shift. "This is Victor's doing, isn't it?" Maria asked, her eyes wide with concern. Sharon and Nick exchanged a glance, both realizing that the ripple effects of Victor's maneuvers were beginning to surface. Across town at Jabot Cosmetics, Phyllis Summers sat in her office, a satisfied smirk playing on her lips. She had been working tirelessly behind the scenes, setting up her next big move. The acquisition Ashley had mentioned was more than a business decision. It was a carefully calculated play, designed to disrupt the status quo. Phyllis knew the stakes were high, but she relished the challenge. "Time to shake things up," she thought, her fingers dancing over her keyboard as she sent out a series of emails that would set her plan into motion. In a different part of Genoa City, Devin Hamilton sat in his penthouse, his mind occupied with thoughts of family and legacy. The recent events had him on edge, sensing that the delicate balance he had worked so hard to maintain was at risk. He glanced at a photo of his father, Neil Winters, and felt a surge of determination. "I won't let anyone tear this family apart," he vowed quietly, steeling himself for the battles ahead. Back at the Newman Ranch, Victor finally made his move on the chessboard, a calculated play that mirrored his real-life strategy. He picked up his phone and made a call, his voice low and commanding. "It's time. Execute the plan." He hung up, a triumphant gleam in his eyes. Victor knew that every move had its consequences, and he was prepared to face them head-on. As the day progressed, the tension in Genoa City continued to build. Each resident, whether knowingly or unknowingly, played their part in the unfolding drama. At Society, the upscale restaurant, Abby Newman was busy managing the high-profile event when she received a cryptic message from an unknown number. The message hinted at a secret alliance forming within the town, a coalition that could change everything. Abby felt a shiver of excitement mixed with apprehension. "What's going on?" she wondered, her mind racing with possibilities. Back at Jabot, Jack and Ashley were in a heated discussion, strategizing their next move in response to Phyllis's audacious plan. "We need to stay ahead of her," Jack insisted. "She's playing a dangerous game, and we can't afford to be caught off guard." Ashley nodded in agreement, her mind already working on a counter-strategy. At the same time, in Chancellor Park, Victoria Newman sat on a bench, her thoughts consumed by the recent developments. She knew her father's methods well, recognizing the signs of his intricate plotting. "What are you up to, Dad?" she mused aloud, her gaze fixed on the horizon. Victoria was determined to protect her interests and those of Newman Enterprises, no matter what it took. As evening fell, the pieces on the chessboard continued to move. Victor's grand plan was unfolding, but the true nature of his strategy remained shrouded in mystery. The residents of Genoa City were entangled in a complex web of alliances, betrayals, and ambitions, each move bringing them closer to an inevitable clash. In the quiet of the night, the town seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the next move. The bonds between friends, family, and rivals were tested, revealing the intricate layers of relationships that defined Genoa City. As Thursday, June 27th, came to a close, the game was far from over. The little pawn, often underestimated, was ready to play a pivotal role, reminding everyone that in the grand scheme of things, every piece has its purpose. In this ongoing saga, the residents of Genoa City would continue to navigate the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead, each step bringing them closer to uncovering the truth behind the moves made on this extraordinary day. The story was far from complete, with each chapter promising new twists and turns, keeping everyone on edge as they plotted their next move.